So silicon nanocrystals in oxide.
In laboratories at the University of Texas at Austin, Dr. Brian Korgel is leading a group of young chemical engineers. They're unlocking the secrets held by the universe and its elements.
So do you think you'll use some bismuth nanocrystals to make your...
As part of the Korgel group, these graduate students are following in the footsteps of a man who has blazed a new trail in the study of nanomaterials and nanotechnology.
I love what I do because it's you're exploring into the unknown, and being in an academic world, you have quite a bit of freedom to discover and go off in different directions.
Brian's research focuses on the fact that the characteristics of some materials can be changed after they've been broken down into extremely small particles. Brian watches as this student uses high temperature and pressure to grow something called germanium nanowires. Another student is trying to change the known properties of silicon. Brian has been performing experiments like these for the past 10 years, and some of his work is a big reason the science is now taken seriously.
Well, I've observed Brian over the years, and he's one of the more creative young scientists that I've had the opportunity to work with and interact with. And I think what Brian brought to the campus and is his ability to work with nanoparticles in these very small structures and to really be out on the leading edge with respect to what their potential might be and in exploring new application areas for these materials.
For instance, what if the solar energy that's reflected off this building could be harvested by paint on its walls? Brian Korgel and his students are trying to develop that technology. They're experimenting with elements that are capable of emitting light. The nanocrystals in these vials glow in different colors because they've been broken down to different sizes. Brian is also trying to develop nanowires that can revolutionize computers.
If you're a field general, maybe, or a general in the Army, you might want to have a display that rolls up like a map that you unfurl out on the battlefield and then is a moving computer screen. Nanowires are one aspect of what's needed to create that technology.
Someday, nanotechnology could also save lives. Brian and his students are trying to develop a synthesis that will change the properties of a nanomaterial so it can be safe enough to inject into the human body and unique enough to help doctors detect diseases like cancer.
We do a lot of fundamental discovery where we're learning what are the properties of materials, but then the engineering part of us, we're always trying to solve problems. So people are always coming to us with problems. And can you do this with a nanomaterial?
Brian Korgel could use his vast knowledge of very small things to make large amounts of money in the private sector. But he says UT Austin is where he belongs.
So the science is really exciting and getting to discover things, and that's fantastic. But at the same time, interfacing with students and having an influence on some people's lives is pretty exciting also.